Hi, this is Mike at Nearly Enough Dice, and this is the Kerbal Space Program. We are trying to intercept the mysterious object known only as component 6R5MN. I've got I'm more or less on exactly the same orbit as it, which is obviously a pain because it will then take forever to catch up or whatever. So what I've done is I picked a point where we were closest. I've added a maneuver. And so what this has done, by going in a big circle, I'm going to take longer to go around my orbit than the mysterious component is. And by tweaking, I've got myself to a stage. Oh, it's going to be a minute burn. That's not what I mind. There isn't going to be a minute burn. Who knows? No, it's going to be about 30-second burn. You lie to me, game. I trust you, flight computer. So I do a burn, and so I get this ridiculously wide orbit. But that means that in that time, the mysterious component will have just caught up with me by the time I get back to there. Is the theory. It's the first time I've tried this particular type of rendezvous. Now, according to this, that's a 2.2 kilometer, which will do, and I'll just sort things out from there. I've lost the thing that tells me, I think I want vessel for my Delta V. I got tons of Delta V. Right, so let's walk to that old next maneuver, eh? Slightly annoyingly, I can't warp that much because I'm fairly close to Kerbal. But there you go, eh? Yeah, if we were around a smaller body, or if we were further out, I might have been able to do it the other way, where I go inwards and then catch up. So I'm deliberately, essentially what I'm doing is I'm slowing myself down so that I take longer to do my orbit than they do. And I can't go on the inside track because the orbit is so close. Alright, 30 odd seconds to burn time, so I'll just speed that up a little bit. Go as close as I can. There. And stare fixably at the time to node burn, which I just find really helpful. I think I've gotten a lot more accurate by using it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Ideally, I'd like to be able to look at the two things there and get a similar countdown for when I burn at the end, but I've got to keep staring at the maneuver on the nav ball and make sure I'm always pointed at it. And so I guess I have to go by this thing. Which is generally accurate once you actually start maneuvering it. It's before you've hit fire that it starts to get a bit inaccurate. Right, this is one of those ones where I do want to be picky about see what the damage is. 5 kilometers. There we go. 2.5. I can't believe that worked. That's sweet. So, Kerbal alarm clock time. I'll gain freeze time. Oh, I'm not liking this. Oh, I must have accidentally. There's a freeze. I don't know why, but there's this freeze when I mouse over the contract thing. It's really weird. Right, so closest target. 21 kilometers. A minute before. That looks like the same one, so we'll add that. We'll warpinate to that. There we go. Whee! How am I doing for electricity? I'm doing fine for electricity. Given that my brilliantly designed satellite, ever so slightly, the panels, the solar panels actually clipped, and it was a bit bad. Right, okay, so we'll do this out of map modes. Try and find. See, bits of solar panels still floating around them. Right, there we are. Interesting, it's not holding properly to retrograde. Whereas if I use stability assist, it will. That is very odd. Okay, so essentially when I want to do this is when we're pretty much at right angles to each other. Okay, I probably could have done them as being a bit well, no. I could have done starting sooner because I was thinking about how long it's going to take me. How long was it going to take me to kill all that velocity? But this isn't terrible. But it's worse than it could be, but it's not as bad, you know. Right, so we will now point to targets. Try and push the prograde marker directly on top of the target marker. And go retrograde. So I'm not using this ability here because it just well, that didn't help it at all. It doesn't seem to actually work very well. It's kind of interesting. I just wonder why that is. Well, I'm very clearly not going to hit it. I'm going to be doing a flyby, which is actually good. Get back into proper retrograde. now I do want to be reasonably accurate in bringing those two markers together. Now I'm going to start thinking about arming the claw. I don't even know what is that. Do I know yet? I'm just going to have to hope that 1.5 meters a second is okay. The reason I particularly wanted to do this mission, and I don't think I'm going to get what I want out of it, is it's particularly nice if it's a component that you don't have access to yet. I think that gives you... It's just a fuel tank. That's fine. Now I should have put RCS on this thing, and I decided I wasn't going to, but I'm bitterly regretting it now. So I can do fine manipulation. Wanting to free the pivot. I'm going to have to take this thing into Kerbal. It's probably going to burn up in the atmosphere. See, ideally, this is when RCS will be particularly handy. Because you can jet away from it. And if you've got a free pivot and you jet away from it, it'll tend to you'll tend to get it so that the center of mass of the object will now line up with your center of mass, which is pretty much what you want. Okay, so apoapsis, could try and be clever and land actually at the KSC, but I've never been any good. I'm very careful. Can I get that tag? And if I was clever, I'd know when would be best to do things. I don't know what is a good aerobraking height. You know, should I just literally try and land any old where? Should I bring my periapsis all the way down? I want to minimize the amount of heating I do. Stuff like that. You know, what is the safest way? Because if this explodes, I just fail this contract. I look like a turnip. Having said that, re-entry has not been too bad. As long as you've not been like batteries, then everything's fine. But this is where I've chosen to do it, so I mean, I'm just going to go with it. I do that a lot. I'm kind of making decisions. Just go, no, doing it that way. No longer care. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, did I not really have as much delta V as I thought I did? Well, my parent. Okay, fine. Well, I guess we're. I had around about enough delta V and no more. Alrighty then. Just for amusement value, my paraps is now 56,534, and I'm now gonna eject this bit. I'm gonna see if that changes that until. Wow, that knocked a kilometer off my that knocked a kilometer off my paraps. Right, so I've got a heat shield and got some parachutes. And I guess we'll find out what happens, eh? Of course it's happening at night, why wouldn't it? Right, I'm going to come out of... Well, I've got some money and some reputation, because I got it. But I may lose it all. If I fail to actually retrieve it. So I'm trying to make sure I'm not fast forwarding as I hit atmosphere, because I drift. Can I unset the target? Having the target there, no, apparently not. Having the target on my indicators actually on my nav is actually kind of irritating. Don't know if I can unset it, and it's not letting me select it to unset the target. Oh no, no target. There we go. That's what I wanted. So I get rid of the everything. So it just takes that indicator off the nav ball. Right, so I'm about to hit the atmosphere in the middle of the night, because that's where it all happens, and I could have chosen a different place to do it at, but I didn't, and never mind. So not quite in the atmosphere yet, getting there any moment now. In the atmosphere. And so my paraps height. Oh no, well, it's mostly my paraps height I'm interested in. I want to see if that's going to go down. Or am I going to skip out the atmosphere and do another round of aerobraking? And I have absolutely no ability to alter my course whatsoever, except by possibly going from, not pointing retrograde. But oh, no, something was going on there and I didn't like it. Right, so my apparatus is coming down. If my apparatus goes below 70, then I know I've successfully been captured. Well, I mean, I'm captured anyway. I mean, I'm in an orbit, so, it's not like I'm going anywhere. But if it goes below 70, then I know I know for a fact I'm landing this particular. It goes below 70 kilometers. I know for a fact I'm landing this particular orbit. I'm not going to go around again. My paraapsis height is also coming down. My time to paraapsis is going up. Looks like the paraapsis height is going down, so I'm going to. Yeah, there we go. And presumably at some point, my apoapsis height is going to go like to 0 or negative or something. Let's just adjust our view so you can see me silhouetted, if nothing else. Can't see me any other way. You kind of want to see me silhouetted, and you want to see the planet as well. Of course, I very cleverly. I mean, there didn't seem to any point to putting lights on this particular craft. Right, let's have a look at the map view. I don't know whether I'm going to be actually hitting daylight at any point. Doesn't look like it, does it? I don't think I'm going to make it round to daylight. And there's my periapsis hitting 0. Still rocketing along at 2200 meters per second. Rapidly coming down though. My G-forces. Oh, I've got some G-forces. Don't know what that R means. I don't know what it's for. My atmospheric efficiency is surprisingly low. This is all very exciting. But I'm not. Yeah, I don't think I can physically accelerate any more than I currently am without something going horribly wrong. Yeah, my apoapsis height is rapidly approaching my height now. So it's going to take 8 minutes of burrowing through the ground to get to my periapsis, apparently. I was wondering at what point are things going to heat up? There we go. Right, now, here's the question. What's going to happen to this? So I think I might time warp this to get the least problem with the physics. Ooh, dawn is approaching. Wow. That was really gentle. When I go below 400 is the time to deploy the parachutes. There they are. You can just about see them. There you go, parachutes and everything. Sorry again for doing this at night. Yeah. Oh well. What can you do? So the only thing that really went wrong on this mission is right at the beginning when I deployed my solar panels and they immediately blew up because I put them in. It was the 4x3 instead, the 2x3 instead of the 1x6. And so instead of deploying and pointing out a nice way, I must turn off the SAS. Yeah, instead of deploying, because they're the big lumpy square rectangle, they actually punched up against the claw and eventually broke, which is highly embarrassing. And if this game was a bit more realistic, then I would have been contributing to the Kessler syndrome quite a lot, because there's now like 24 squares worth of solar panel drifting around in orbit. Alrighty, we can accelerate a little, I think, until we get to about, my altitude terrain. until that gets to about 1,000, so I can got that. I love Kerbal Engineer Redux. It's the most lovely thing. So yeah, dawn's just beginning to break as I come down. Just light enough to see what's happening, a little bit. So you can start to see the craft. You can see it's fallen over, which is fair enough. I suppose, yeah, this thing is quite heavy. There go the parachutes. Like to slow down a little bit more than that, but 5 meters a second should be okay. And here we are coming down in the highland. Very close now. Of course, the very fact parachute, you know, it's taking a little while because I've got parachutes. I should maybe put one. I knew it was about a ton. You know, you get the weight and thing, it tells you it's about a ton. So I still, yeah, 2 parachutes seemed reasonable, but I kind of wish I had slightly more. Yeah. But we're very close now. Oh, if I'd had RCS, I would have been able to make a much nicer kind of thing. There we are. We are on the ground. And we have not crashinated. So if I recover the vessel, and the game survives, still see my cursor, still see the loading thing. Oh, there we go. We have survived. No science. Of the whatever, yeah, got a tiny amount of money. It doesn't really matter. But I did get 59 grand for the job itself. So there you go. There's one thing I'm going to check because I did put parachutes on one of my early stages. No. I had some thought that it might have landed, but I don't have the mod that keeps track of that. Oh, well, there's a couple of mods that keep track of that. I don't have either of them. That is going to crash into the moon one of these days. Just going to kill it. Oh no, I don't want to get any of this debris. Some of that debris is in fact full of fuel and might be useful for later people. Just leave all that. Stop mucking about. Well, that was exciting. Anyway, so that's the contract done. Hurrah! I got a new bit, but it's the bit I already had, so it's not. I was kind of hoping it'd be a bit I didn't have, which I might then have access to without having to buy it besides. So anyway, that all worked. So hope you enjoyed that. Thanks so much for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you've been enjoying these videos. Come join nearlyenoughdice.com, and you can also find Nearly Enough Dice at Twitter and Facebook. That went a bit wrong. I've got a cold. And until next time, reach the stars.